What is going on, everyone, and welcome to the Aspect Podcast Network, the home for Framing the Force. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below to be the first to listen to all of our new episodes, as well as other new episodes from a range of shows on the Aspect, including topics covering the X-Men, Game of Thrones, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and much more. Welcome back to Framing the Force. Before the break, we discussed Robbie's newest gaming obsession, Star Wars Hunters, but now we're bringing back the segment that we like to call It Calls to You. This is where we discuss some of our favorites within a larger category in a galaxy far, far away. This week, we're continuing with our gaming theme and going to talk about some of our favorite Star Wars games. Robbie, outside of Hunters, what is your favorite Star Wars video game?
I honestly don't even know where I would rank Hunters. Like, I don't think it would even
It's too new, probably.
like it's so new. I don't even think I could put it in my top 5, but like I have a lot of fun with it, but I don't even know if I would give it too much praise. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun, don't get me wrong, but some of these games are crazy good. This is just a random, 5-minute game. Every game's kind of similar to whatever every fourth, but in terms of actual Star Wars games, always Battlefront 2 2005.
I mean, yeah, like, come on,
Always.
it's hard to not say that as the
Like
answer.
the go between the gameplay, the game modes, the story. Oh, I can go on and on
I don't
about
even want to
this.
know how many hours I put into that game, honestly.
I have put a hell of a lot more than 48, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
Like an ungodly amount. And I still play pretty regularly. I haven't touched it actually since the new one got like the remaster came out. I haven't had the
yeah,
time to play it as much, but I would play like the before the remaster came out and everything. Like I was still playing the original one, and I am ungodly cracked at that game. All jokes aside,
yeah,
like dropped a 20-1 comeback on my friend once, cracked, dropped 100 multiple times, cracked, like don't dying intentionally. Like I'm making a point to get as little deaths as possible. Like I sweat. That is the only game I will sweat for.
just absolutely dripping. Just
Just you this controller slipping out of the hands, sweating like I
yeah,
that and it doesn't matter what game mode it is. Like I'm there on a mission to get the W. Like I don't know what takes over me. It's like just demon mode. I don't know, but no, I love that game to death. Galactic Conquest in that game is probably the
it's too
best
good.
game mode ever.
I can hear it and
Ever.
see it, like the loading and
Oh,
just zooming it. It's
oh
perfect.
my
It's
god.
it's
The whole
it's beautiful.
galaxy map and
Yeah,
everything. Oh my goodness.
unreal,
I could go
honestly.
on. What is your favorite? Give me a breather before I'll probably start talking about it again. So give me your favorite.
Yeah, so I mean, it's tough. One, it's hard not to just say Battlefront 2 again. For the sake of this, we'll not do that. It's hard for me to decide between because like I really love the Jedi games that we've gotten recently, especially Survivor. I think they're fantastic. But those and then equally though, like I really, really love the Force Unleashed games and like the Force Unleashed
You're a
2
good man,
specifically.
Alex. You're a
Like
real good man. And
I just
it
like
yo, most
give
people
me an
don't like them both. They either like one or the other, and good for you.
oh, they're both so fun. I also read both books when they came out. Like those were
Mhm.
fantastic. But yeah, I mean, clearly besides the Battlefront games, because I also like it's tough. I want to even say like the new Battlefront 2, just purely on like
It
the
is
graphic
fun. It's fun as
and
hell.
like experience, like kind of what we were talking about earlier with just having an interactive and visually that cool Star Wars world like in
Mhm.
front of you is it's so
I play
sick.
on
Like
PC and mod the shit out of it.
yeah,
Like
I mean, yeah, it's just like it's awesome. So that's definitely like that's in the conversation just strictly like from that side of things. Um, but yeah, clearly I definitely have a bias to like give me a third person action adventure with a lightsaber. Like I eat that up. That's just
mhm.
too fun. Like that gameplay is great. I think Survivor is done like the Fallen Order and Survivor have
I want to play Survivor so bad.
it's really good. I need to go I finished
I
the
need to
story, but
fix the settings. I need to fix the settings.
I need to go through and like 100% it still. I want to do. There's a lot of stuff still to do in it. But I was thinking about the fact that I don't know, like I'd be interested to see another evolution or whatever. And like I don't know how you do lightsaber combat differently than how they have it in that, and like make
Hmm.
it better. I don't know if better would even be the right word, but it's kind of like how in
Different.
like the same. I would draw the comparison as to the fact that Arkham Asylum came out, and like every third person like brawler fighting game since then has been the same kind of like, or like variations of the same type of like free flow combat type thing that you're like doing, right? And it's like that's just something they completely like came in and was like, okay, this is like how we do this style of gameplay now. And so it's hard to not think the same way about the way the lightsaber operates in those games. Um, just like it's a very unique, and I think it's a very satisfying like balance that they've struck between the like being, I don't want to say like realistic, but like feeling like that the not as like high up in like ludicrous moves as you get in the Force Unleashed type stuff, which I also equally love. It's kind of like I would compare honestly to like the gameplay in the earlier God of War games versus the gameplay in the new God of War games, where like the older ones were very like hack and slash and like exaggerated type stuff, and the newer ones are more like, I don't know, weighty, I guess, and like more like down on the ground type thing.
Hmm.
Um, I think both are really awesome and really fun, and like definitely have their pros and cons. But I think it'd be really interesting to see if we ever get um, a different style of like lightsaber gameplay from something else. Basically, I want another game in Star Wars where we're running around with a lightsaber. If that Knights of the Old
That's.
Republic remake would
I
ever come
mean,
around.
yeah, yeah. Oh, coming around. That's so's Christmas.
That would be cool. We got that like 15-second trailer like 2.5 years ago at this point.
Yeah. GTA
Unreal.
6 or Knights of the Old Republic first?
Oh, GTA 6. It's not even close.
Yeah, at this
Nah,
rate,
it's not even close.
absolutely.
I would say almost GTA 7 before we get Knights of the Old Republic remake. Like, come on.
No, it's
Um,
yeah.
but yeah,
No,
definitely
but
those two. I think those are those two. I guess it's four because I kind of mentioned both of them in both of the series. But like, I feel like I can lump both of the like ones and
no,
twos together.
it's fine. I have to ask you because I am a like a diehard Force Unleashed guy. Not
Hmm.
huge on Force Unleashed 2. It was good. It was fun, but whatever. We all know the one was superior. But um what so a lot of the things that like Jedi Fallen Order fans will always like bring up to me, and I don't go picking these fights like against Fallen. Like sometimes I'll stir the pot and say I think it was overrated because I do think it was kind of a, I don't know. I didn't think it was anything as crazy as it being hyped up to be because I would see people trash on the Force Awakens, the Force Unleashed,
Hmm.
mainly because they don't like how quote unquote overpowered he is. But as a fan of both of them, like a big fan of both of them, like do you don't like my whole thing is you're running around with a lightsaber. There's going to be power ups in a video game. It's just a video game. Like you're gonna have that power scale. Like so they
Hmm.
don't like that. I guess maybe Cal grounds it a little better. I don't know. I haven't played Survivor and I played Fallen Order on like story mode, so I didn't really like
Yeah, right.
play it.
Same, dude.
So
I play everything at the easiest difficulty. I'm not trying
okay.
to have a hard time. I'm playing games for
Yeah.
fun, bro. I'm not trying to get
Yeah.
mad.
But so can you like I want to hear your thoughts on like the differences in that.
The differences of power scaling. Yeah, that honestly, I mean, it kind of almost goes in line a little bit with what I was just talking about, the different like styles of combat. Yeah, it's. I agree that Cal does kind of like power scale it in a more. I don't like using grounded as like the descriptor because I feel like that's become like the go-to like
A
buzzword for like,
gentler.
yeah, like for like more realistic, like, oh, Nolan's
Yeah.
Batman grounded, whatever. But yeah, I think for the differences in like being able to and appreciating both of them, it's just like accepting or kind of knowing what type of thing you're getting, right? Like what type of video game The Force Unleashed is, and it just is that type of game.
Like
Like
who doesn't like blasting people with
yeah,
like
like
stupid amounts of lightning? I don't know. I think that was fun as hell.
and it's like, yeah, it's a video game having video game mechanics. You have to like be able to like greet it at that level and like accept it at that level. Like if not, then you're just like, and that's not to say that you have to like it, but like
Right.
it's
I
understanding
just
like,
don't
oh
like
yeah,
that like that's like people's like, "Oh, he was overpowered." Like it's a video game.
yeah.
What do
I
you
mean,
mean?
yeah, like that's the type of game it is. Like, yeah, he's a ridiculously overpowered like force user that you get to run around and do with like the gnarliest stuff ever with. Like,
He ripped the
it's
he ripped the
insane.
Star Destroyer out of a sky. Yeah, well, that was because I was pressing buttons in a sequence.
Right? Yeah, it's like, and so I think it's just like getting that, understanding that, um, and so yeah, it's just like setting expectations. Really, I think is what it comes down to. And like that again, that's not to say like one's not better than the other. People are gonna have preferences for either,
No, yeah,
um,
for sure.
but it's just kind of like how the games on a fundamental like level and on a story level like approach it, and thinking about the kinds of experience that it wants to be. And yeah, it's just like, I mean, there's so many examples. I of course right now can't think of any other ones off the top of my head, but like, yeah, people will just get mad at video games for having video game things, and it's like, well, that's just what this is. Like
That's
that's
what
like,
you spent your $70 on at this point.
right? Yeah, like it's the yeah, that's part of this package. Like I don't know, read the back of the box, man, or like, but, like it's so yeah, I think that said, and that's why I think that I also am like less enthusiastic about, I mean, sort of less enthusiastic about Starkiller making the, like, I mean, not that I think it'll happen. I would
Yeah,
say like
it's
hypothetically enthusiastic about like
they had their
Starkiller
chance with the
transferring.
Inquisitors, and that ship sailed. So
Yeah, like, but because I don't think that the type of story and the type of power scaling or whatever in the Force Unleashed necessarily translates to what I think or what I would like to
yeah, I
see
don't
in the
think that's
like
how we'd be
main Star Wars
represented.
movies and stuff. I think what
Yeah.
happened, like what we got in the Rise of Skywalker with like how they're moving around in the tools and like using the Force and things like that, like that's getting to the level that, like, one, that's one of the reasons I like the Rise of Skywalker a lot actually, is because like that was some stuff that I'd wanted to see and like fight in a movie for a long time. But anyways, like that's I think the like as close or like nearing the closest you can get in like that direction, I think,
Mhm.
in the live action stuff. But I don't know. But then I also love like Tartakovsky's Clone Wars, where they're just doing the most ridiculous.
Hell
Also, like,
yeah! Don't
and
get
that, I'm
me
like, oh, this is pretty
started.
sick. But again, that's
That's
like for the like it
but
works
that's what you show up
for the
for. Like you're
thing.
just
Yeah.
yeah.
And so
I don't know.
I don't
You know
know.
what you're
It's a
getting
whole
yourself
thing.
into, and I think it's a strange hill to die on, but I don't know. That's
Yeah.
just me. I do
Yeah.
like I do have to touch on because you mentioned it, The Force Unleashed. Like that's always my number two, and
Hmm.
that game is cracked. Like well, I
It's
mean,
so fun.
we just discussed it. He is literally cracked, but also it's just such a good game. Like the gameplay is wonderful. Like I want to feel that powerful as this little Sith Lord who's being trained by or Vader. Like like
Yeah.
I want to be able to like I'm shooting the lightning that Vader can't shoot. I got to do something with it. Like like I
No,
don't
it's
know.
super fun.
I
It's a
I
really
I
cool, just like,
and Sam Witwer's great in it. That was my introduction to Sam Witwer, and
yeah.
he's Maul, and it's like, dude, I like he's the goat. Like
Oh, he's fantastic.
I mean, oh my god. So I could go on
I
and on
got
about that.
the
I had him. I literally met him at a Comic Con, and I had my dad ship me down the original Force Unleashed I played. Like even though like the paper on like the actual cover is like faded, it's not in like pristine condition. I'm like, dude,
mhm.
ship me down the one that I spent and completed like 10 plus times over like days of my life playing. Ship me
Yeah.
that down. I'm having him sign it, and I have it, in some acrylic glass, like now signed by Sam Witwer,
That's awesome.
and it's one of my prized possessions because that was my childhood, and
Dude.
it's awesome, dude. It was just a great game. Like if you grew up with it, especially on the Wii, you were swinging the lightsabers. What? That's what I
Bro, so
played.
it's on the next level. Yeah, no, it's really cool. I am blanking on its name now, but his ship in the first game,
Oh, I'm a
uh,
fake fan. Oh
what I
god.
know, I feel like I definitely know it. It's in here somewhere, but cannot recall.
Mhm. I'm gonna
Um,
remember it after we record.
oh, 100%. One of my favorite ship designs of all time, though, and that was what I got for that was like one of my birthday presents one year that I wanted because it is like the Lego of it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I know which one you're
s-
talking about.
Rogue
The
Shadow
Rogue
is the name of the
Shadow.
ship.
Thank
Shout
you,
out
Sean. Yes, it
producer
is.
Sean. Yeah, dude, one of my favorite ship designs in Star Wars. Honestly, I think
Mhm.
it's so sick.
And Rom Coda is the blueprint for Kanan.
Mm, yeah, can see that.
100%.
Yeah, he's sick too.
Uh-huh.
Um, so many cool things I think in
Proxy.
those games.
I love
Proxy,
Proxy.
yeah,
I have a
Proxy's a cool
Proxy Funko
that
sitting on my
Proxy's
desk
such a
right now.
cool, like, character, but also video game function thing,
Yep.
as far as, like, what Proxy does for the story and the gameplay. Such smart stuff, honestly. That's another good example of just, like, knowing what type of thing it is. Um,
And I
Yeah.
feel like if we're mentioning Star Wars games, we have to obviously mention Old Republic or Knights of the Old
Yeah,
Republic.
which
But I never
I
played it. I
I haven't
will like
played either.
the
I
mechanics
have
are like broken
I have
nowadays.
I have it on my Steam library, I'm pretty sure.
I own it, but yeah, it's like it's hard to get through. But
It,
and you have to mention the complete saga for like a Star Wars.
oh,
The
of course, yeah.
original 6, that game, that's my number 3 on the ranking for sure. I
Yeah, I
know we're
also
supposed to give like
the
1, but you're getting like all
dude,
there's so many good. They're all really close in terms of just like
another deep
greatness.
cut we don't have to spend a lot of time on, but the, Revenge of the Sith game that came
I
out for the
only
PS2.
had it, I think. I don't even know if I had it on the Game Boy. I never had it on the PlayStation, and I still want it
Dude,
to this day. Like
so
I
fun.
look for it. Like I haven't like just get it online, but I look in like when I pop into like whether it's a thrift store or just like like an old
Wherever.
collectible store or whatever. I like specifically like the only game I look for in the video game section is a PlayStation 2 copy of Revenge of the Sith.
Hey, thank you for tuning in.
If you enjoyed this show, then be sure to subscribe here to The Aspect so you never miss an episode.
And check out some of our other shows and videos here on the Aspect Network.
Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you in a galaxy far, far away.